Dismiss that. Oh, did the stream successfully start? It looks like the stream has successfully started. Excellent. A couple of things have crashed a couple of times, but overall, I think we are rolling here. So welcome back to We Play Games. I'm Walker, and here we are in Age of Wonders 4 with our Skirmish mod. So today we're going to be seeing, two little fights that should be pretty fun. We should have a battle first between Hubert, Drayden, and Ninju, and we're going ahead and starting our stream just so that we can start talking about the builds, because these do look pretty interesting. So Hubert, it looks like, is actually going to save his elephant for the second fight and is going to go rather with big wargs again, although this time he's where does this voice come from? All of a sudden we're just live without any warning. Perfect timing, Walker, you did it. But this is going to be, I think, a really interesting fight regardless, because it looks like Hubert has gone ahead and kind of streamlined his build around wargs. I think oh yeah, no, you're good, Hubert. You downgraded a second one. Yeah, never mind, you're fine. I think Hubert is still probably over prioritizing the utilization of his wild speakers here, because he does need a healer for these things. But this is a very, very proactive, hyper offensive build that we're going to be seeing here out of Hubert, and of course he's going to be utilizing a second hero in the form of Aicha the Berserker. Any sort of crit chance damage output could be really scary for this. So are you guys doing the official item rules, or are you guys running with just tier 1s? Okay, that's fine. Just double checking. So Hubert, no. It's for newer players. Ninja, we've been allowing them to just play on tier 1s, because that way they don't have to think about the game a little more. But I think it's perfectly reasonable for Hubert to start playing with the real rules. So Hubert, what you have to do now is you're gonna, in addition to taking the tier 1 item packs, you're allowed to take one tier 2 item pack. But it means that you can't have a ring and a bag item on the same hero anymore, because the rings that you get potentially access to in the miscellaneous are really strong. You're just running with your ones. That's fine. It's probably not going to make a giant difference versus what Ninju's rocking. But yeah, this is going to be a really interesting fight, because we are going to be seeing, of course, just really proactive fighting here with Hubert's build. But on Ninju's side, this is easily the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. He's got these fun little skeleton mages with their crazy little horns, and one of them was displaying with backwards knees for some reason. I think it was identifying it as a goat for some reason. But this should be really interesting to see, because Ninju is going all in on battle mages. So battle mages in base Age of Wonders 4, the actual full game, are traditionally not very powerful. Battle mages are great early and unfortunately don't have a lot of tools for scaling. So by and large, whenever you're trying to utilize battle mages in Age of Wonders 4, either you're utilizing one of the really high damage ones like Awakeners, or you're just not using them particularly late into the game. Transmuters are still pretty good in low tier fights like this, but overall battle mages really don't scale. But here in the Skirmish mod, it's entirely different, because here within the Skirmish mod we are playing on Walker's Delight, which means we're going to be playing with some limits in terms of what tomes you get, and I think we're going to see some really scary stuff coming out of this. Evokers are notorious for being great at shredding low tier units, and holy crap is he going all in on these. He's got Draconian Transformation, 4 Flamer Focus. He's got this Joy Siphoners, which is going to still work on his Electrifying Arc. So I would not be at all surprised to see some insane damage to the morale of Hubert's units here, and see how they run. But I think we're heading quickly towards a real fight here. Do we just need to pass turns so that people can get to each other? Is that where we are now? Okay. Yeah, we're heading quickly towards this fight. We did have, unfortunately, like a big CTD problem, which is why we're starting so late today, because everybody on the first skirmish that we tried to launch, everybody's computer crashed at the same time. So obviously there was some sort of problem, but we went through and verified our files, and now it's working all right. Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, you're fighting orange. Okay, so it looks like they're... Yeah, good luck, have fun, guys. Yeah, this should be a lot of fun. Alright, so now they're setting up for their strategic layer spell. So in the skirmish mod, like the format that we trend towards, which is the Walker's Delight, you get access to one strategic spell. So we're gonna see, oh man, Ninju, that's the spiciest spell I think I've ever seen. This is gonna be really fun. Yeah, we should probably all be on push to talk, honestly. All right. Oh yeah, the fight's on. I don't think it. Yeah. There we go. All right. Excellent. Yeah, I think push to talk is good. All right. So now we get to see exactly how these guys engage. So Ninju is actually bringing Dune Serpents as his core. That's really spicy. Dune Serpents, I think, are one of the better Primal factions. I still don't think that Primals are particularly strong in the current build, largely because of the problems with Magic Origin and summoning units, as well as the problem with summoning in terms of like the base game generally. But this is a really fun build that we're seeing here with Ninju. So Ninju has run with a Winter Fairy and a Nymph and a Banshee as his core. So he's downgraded his tier 4 coin. Traditionally you get one tier 4 unit in this, but if you want another tier 3, you can get it, just downgrade. And this Nymph, of course, with its ability to do that seduction, the domination, which Professor is a big fan of, this is actually generically one of the stronger units in Skirmish right now, so much so that we've debated whether or not the Menagerie should be something where you can't actually buy Nymphs, because they are really good. But just having access to an AoE debuff clear is also just really important for the purposes of Skirmish, but this is nuts. The amount of damage that hopefully Ninju can do while these units are closing in is really through the roof. But of course, on the other side here, because we do have Hubert on his traditional friends of his raptor mounts, this is really, really fast. So right now, no, we're actually organizing through the Winslaya Discord. Everyone else is in the voice chat. I just currently have them all muted, just in case they're going crazy. But I think I can unmute them right now. It's right. This is a really, really interesting fight, regardless of how it actually turns out. I do worry about this engagement, in the sense that if this is going to be a really fast fight, kind of no matter what. Either Hubert's going to get a really good engagement with these masked wargs and this white wolf, and be able to punch through the front line that looks like it's only 3 protectors right here. 3 protectors and a couple of melee heroes.
So what was the adorable thing Ninja brought again? Was it
it's the skeleton mages. Like, yeah. They're so cute. They're so cute. Look at their little bodies.
Oh, they're short and they're
so short and they got the horns.
Look at the way that they float around when I rotate them.
Yeah. Oh, they fly. They do a little hop. They're just the cutest things I've ever seen. And of course here, because we're playing in the Skirmish mod, we don't have the full ranks, because Badok hasn't updated those yet. But I think that's almost a feature rather than a bug. So Professor, to like answer your question more broadly about the society trait change, I have mixed feelings about it. I think that the society traits that there were a couple that were like really, really powerful, but by and large, I do think that the bigger issue with the rank rework wasn't the society traits and the interaction between ranks and society traits, but just the fact that they're uncapped. Like, you just should not be able to make legend tier units no matter what you do from production. I don't think that's healthy for the game. I also kind of don't think you should be able to produce champion rank units, because the medal upgrade that you get at champion rank is really, really powerful. Like here, I don't think these guys have it, no, but if they did and the rank system were working correctly in Skirmish, then it's still going to have the exalted defense here for whatever reason that one did sneak through. But exalted defense is just an incredibly messed up ability, and same with the exalted resistance on support units, and of course the extra damage on your evokers. Like, this is just an incredibly powerful tool for people to be able to produce, and I do not think is broadly where the game should be, because you should have a reason to make higher tier units. Like, and you do still make them in like really long, big multiplayer games, but the ability to leverage the strength of low tier units so quickly means that, like, economies, especially if you're just playing with barbarians, economies really now in the current patch function around mostly just producing high tier warriors, and I don't think that's as interesting as it was prior. So I'm hoping that they keep working on that, and that we see further movement, because I really just don't think that low tier units should be viable for the entire game. I don't think that's healthy for the game and the way that the game plays out, and it's not even that difficult to get the higher tier units if you want them, but you know, that's a balanced decision that I'm hoping that Triumph will change their minds on. In the meantime, this does look like it's already a close fight. Like, they're rushing in. Doesn't look like Hubert is afraid at all of these battle mages, which I guess I can understand, but I do think that without the healing here, that he's going to have some serious problems. Yeah, the White Wolf is the tier 4 choice. Hubert said that he was going to be bringing an elephant, so he'll probably bring an elephant in the 2v2 is my best guess. But the White Wolf is actually a pretty solid choice here, Mary, because the Enfeebling Howl, actually this ability scales up the higher tier the unit who has that ability is. So if you have the White Wolf mounts, for instance, then the Enfeebling Howl just doesn't do very much on your tier 1 units because it's scaled there. But here, as a tier 4 unit, this does do a reasonable amount of damage, and the 2 stacks of Weakened really do matter when it comes to reducing enemy damage output if you can keep them alive for that attack.
Wait a second.
This
Why
is...
did I have 0 mana?
You don't need mana in this, Hubert, at all. The only resource that you have to manage here is your casting points.
I forgot.
Yeah. It's just a little different. Okay, so the evokers don't quite have range. So it does look like Hubert has done a pretty good job of only seeing a couple of shots here. And of course, if
Yep.
if he can only hit a couple of units, Ninju does kind of have to do it anyway, because he doesn't have the front line necessary to absorb this damage without reducing model count.
Thank you.
And now we get to see how he gets through these wargs. Even without like gazillions of medals on wargs, they're still pretty good at their damage output. That's really what they're best for. Yeah, so Skirmish has a 2v2, Mary. It's not particularly well tested just yet, and there are some issues where if you have 3 teams, sometimes like different teams can end up at war with each other. But if we just have like 2 players and 1 observer, it's not been an issue. Yeah, tier 4 units are just a lot weaker now, because like the input costs for building them has gone up a lot, whereas like because the rank rework means that now you're rewarded a lot for having those extra experience points, and the rank requirements have not been rescaled. It's just very difficult to get a lot of medals on high tier units, which means that they're just generically a lot worse in comparison to low tiers. That's the way the game is right now. I'm hoping that there are some adjustments, because I do think that the game is really, really fun. It's just that, like, It's not this patch was a big step back for me in terms of the game balance, and that makes it a little less fun for me to stream for like 12 hours a day or whatever. I was really hoping that we would be able to do that, but I guess it's healthy that I didn't, because we're gonna see some good fights regardless, and that I think is gonna be the core of what we see for today. So Ninju, it's on you.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. There's 3 wargs here.
Yeah, he downgraded all his tier 3 coins.
Oh,
So he has
okay.
he has 3 wargs and 3 wild speakers. So that's
I
a
missed that.
perfectly legal option.
I love
Very
it.
interesting option, that's for sure.
All right, Ninja, don't lose to this.
Yeah, so I mean, like the thing is that you can get to
I'll
tier
try my
the Town
best.
Hall 4 pretty
Actually, it
consistently
looks
if
pretty
you want
good for the
to.
build. I
It's
like-
just that
I
like the
like
best way to do
wargs,
it
and I'm looking
Pikoi
at the
is to just
damage on
ignore
them
the
already,
boost.
being like, that looks
And then
problematic.
just like build the thing regardless, and get it proactively very early, and then utilize the extra resources that you get there to build those higher tier units and get them going. It's just that like it's not even just the issue of the cost of setting up a Town Hall 4. It's just like these warriors, for instance, if you're building warriors at legend rank, they only cost 60 gold and 80 draft. So like there's no reason to be building the higher tier units there unless you have to. And that is, I think, the larger issue with the current build, is that it still rewards you for doing research, especially if you're playing with Tome of Corruption, because Tome of Corruption is very, very, very broken right now. So getting enough research to get to Tome of Corruption is super good. But like the scaling on units, I think, has kind of not been what I was hoping for in terms of a game experience. But it does look like Ninju is aware of the danger that he's under. So of course the issue that he's facing is that wargs, although they are not traditionally like great breakers whenever it comes to fighting against melee units, these really are still just like the best light cavalry in the game in terms of their ability to bully units that are slow and ranged and stuff like that. And so if this entire crew here can just rock in and do some real nice critting and removing models, the Ninju is in a lot of trouble. I'm imagining right now he's probably just trying to position so that he can't get stun locked by a bunch of barbarian warriors, which does make sense. I would not want to be stun locked there. That would be a big issue. And it does look like Hubert here has gone ahead and done the super growth, because you can see he only has 2 unit models here. So these guys are not only very powerful warriors in terms of their ability to lock things down, but also very difficult to really drop in combat efficacy. Just having fewer unit models is almost always good. Reveler's Heart and Blood Fury weapons is also going to provide him with lots of opportunities for crits. Oh my god, and he has artisan armaments. Yeah, so like as soon as this frontline engagement gets going, Ninju's going to be in a lot of trouble if he hasn't cleared out some of these models first. I think, actually, let's see. Did Hubert bring... Because obviously he brought beasts. We can tell that just by seeing, he's got the wild speakers here. Did he take Tome of Alchemy as well? Yes, he took Tome of Alchemy as well as his other tier 1. So that means that Hubert does have the tools necessary to clear the debuffs coming off of all of these hits. Yeah, I think the issue that Ninju is hopefully going to encounter, is that the extra morale from all of the picks in Revelry will help Hubert keep his units on the field. But what we did see last time with Hubert with all these animals was that the fight was really scary. Hubert did a lot of damage to, I think it was another Ninju fight, did a lot of damage on the front line, but because of morale problems still ended up losing the fight after his wargs started running away. And because Ninju is on the Tome of the Doom Herald, he's really... This White Wolf is already at minus 30 morale. So unless there's a secret tool here for Hubert, he's gonna need to start killing units to keep these guys invested in even fighting. If they get down to minus 60, they are off the field. And of course, like Joy Siphoners, although it's on a complicated tome to get value out of in a real full game, because Tome of Doom Herald, it doesn't scale particularly well into the late game outside of the SPI and Joy Siphoners. But here, you don't have to worry about that. There is no late game in the skirmish mod. You're just fighting people immediately. And so that should be a lot of fun. Did the morale damage come through here? No, the morale damage did not come through there. So it does look like Joy Siphoners is not interacting with the fire attacks, which is not what it's supposed to be doing. Yeah, Doom Herald is meaningfully better now. Oh, maybe that was just off of a non-transformed unit. That's very possible, because he does have a couple of those. Yeah, that was Winter Fairy. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, Doom Herald I think is actually pretty good. It's just not insanely competitive with something like Artificing, but I do think that there is a space for it, because Doom Herald not only is good at keeping your own units topped off on their own morale and therefore critting, but against particular tools like Barbarians, where they're trying to maximize their crit chance, being able to maximize their fumble chance by reducing their morale is chef's kiss. Out of sync! Everybody drink! That would actually be an incredibly dangerous skirmish format, where anytime there's an out of sync, all players have to do a shot, including the people playing. See who actually remembers how to play the game in an hour. Oh no! The Hubert just has like a massive mechanical advantage. But yeah, like I think Tome of the Doom Herald, if you show up here with like cruel weaponry, for instance, and expect that to be the thing that you get tons of value out of in Tome of the Doom Herald, you're not going to have a good time. But if you're using it as a way for you to keep your morale going during the course of a longer fight, it is actually quite nice. Yeah, Rally of the Lieges is actually very viable Void Talon. I would say if you're trying to use Rally of the Lieges, you still need tons and tons of gold, because like those higher tier units are now ludicrously expensive, but they are normalized, and so the way that you can leverage them, it should be more consistent. Like, I think you just need to respect your gold economy first is the biggest issue. Demoralized is a map spell and cannot be cleansed. Like, the only way you can clear that Demoralized is if you were playing Cleansing Flames. Yeah, Cleansing Flames will do it. Yep. Yeah, Professor, I agree. Like, the out of sync issues remain the largest issue for these. So Void Talon, they didn't like double the cost for tier 4 and 5, they normalized it. So now instead of like some of the tier 4 and tier 5s being completely different in terms of their cost, now they're all the same, which means of course that like some of them are a lot better because some of them were just dramatically overcosted, and then some of them are a lot worse because they just like doubled in cost. It really just depends on which one. Let's see. So the engagement is on, and we have seen the White Wolf go in for its Enfeebling Howl. Enfeebling Howl on its own is not doing tons against this front line, because he has managed to only deal two weakened there. But I think if Hubert can get someone over here to stand next to this White Wolf and defend it, I think he needs to, because if he doesn't, oh yeah, like for instance, I think just generically shooting, not really what you want to be doing with Wild Speaker. If you could use this to add 3 status resistance to this White Wolf, I think that would be really valuable. 11 status resistance is still really good, don't get me wrong, but it is a disaster if this seduction goes off. Oh, Is the mind control immunity working on dominates? It is working on dominates. Okay, so no, this is actually a really spooky nymph utilization, because he's only got a couple of targets that he can really use it on. Oh, dope. Does look like he's on Savage Strike, but he doesn't have access to, and yeah, I don't think he should be shooting with this one in particular, because it's got 3 units that he can defend, and just support units are not really designed to deal damage. He's going for it. Oh my god. 20, that was a crit. Oh my god. So Hubert is going in and he's trying to start this engagement. I'm guessing that Ninju is going to be aiming to use Garrett Arrowcatcher and his Dark Ritual. He's got lightning weapons, Sentinel, Frenzy. I don't see anything here that's gonna force attacks into this, but you will notice that just like looking at the pieces that Hubert has here, that he has some really limited ranged options. So I think rather than taking shots on this Protector, he needs to be gearing up to have these Sunderers take attacks on this melee unit. Just Sentinel and 31 damage attacks is really messed up. Garrett Arrowcatcher can do so much damage.
Reading those signs on the wall.
Insight is telling us a story
wait,
about
they
Panda
made
Express
orange
here.
chicken? And it's like, yeah. They're the original people who came up with the orange chicken, the Panda Express
I
people.
was not aware of that. That's cool.
Oh,
Kinda
dope.
crazy.
So Hubert actually
Not
does have
traditional
some
thing, I
healing
think
here,
it's
and
like
he
a,
even has the
franchise
best
thing.
healing. So in the event that this hero is not dead next turn, and there are some units here for him to pop this onto, he can use Mass Rejuvenation and really go to town. I do think that there's actually a good argument for just like stacking everyone up and using Mass Rejuvenation first, just so you get those 2 stacks of regeneration early and you start the refresher on your cooldown. But I do think that it really depends on the state of the map, and Hubert is really fast in terms of the base movement on his army, so getting an engagement first and then using Mass Rejuvenation doesn't seem like it's purely wrong. It's just a complicated setup. What is he doing
I mean,
here?
I just
There's no
googled
way
it
this
to be
is
sure, but it's a claim,
like-
right? It's
Okay,
claimed
so he's
that Panda came up with it
activating
in 1987.
damage here on these guys. Oh, but they're gonna natural regenerate. Oh, they're gonna do that at the end of their turn. So yeah, these are just extra damage. I mean, overrunning the front line is very important for him, but I think more important for Hubert is not just overrunning the front line, but more importantly pinning down these battle mages, because now we see 1, and I guess another, 2, and 3. Oh my god, like these guys are gonna get absolutely blasted. Yeah, I think this Wild Speaker absolutely needed to click defense here. Yeah, this looks pretty spooky. I think here Hubert absolutely needed to use this defense mode on Wild Speaker, because the +3 resistance and status resistance on all of those guys is going to dramatically reduce the amount of damage coming here, and without that, the center is about to get blasted into outer space. So let's see how Ninju responds. There's a lot of AoE opportunities that Hubert has set himself up for, and a lot of ways for Ninju to exploit those AoE opportunities. He also has Demon Step. Demon Step is a really interesting option for his ruler. Demon Step is more useful on your hero, because if your hero dies, then it's not the end of the world, but if your ruler dies, it is. And I think if he's going to use Abyss Whisper Friend, it's going to have to be just at the edges of this combat. The Banshee has not used its Howl yet, or its Wail yet, though. And can potentially like phase here and drop a whale like covering all of this. And of course can just try to blast these guys into outer space because of the lack of defense mode. That's where I would go. Removing the support units when you're trying to go all magic is important. Charge damage isn't stored, period. It's like, it's a weird calculation. But yes, if you use Demon Step, you will get the damage from charge. It just looks at where you started and where you ended. It doesn't care actually how far you've walked. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It just checks where were you and where are you, and it doesn't care how far you've actually walked. Yeah. No, it matters where you end up in comparison to where you started, and that's the only thing that matters. Like how far you total traveled during that turn is not as important as like as the crow flies from point A to point B. That's all that matters. Ooh. Okay, so Ninju is going out here with Electrifying Arc as his start. I don't know, maybe he already used his, no, maybe he didn't use his Firebomb. I'm not sure where Ninju is trying to attack on this side. He's just trying to morale bomb some of these guys out. That makes sense, yeah, because he does get the Joy Siphoners on his AoEs, on his racial transformation, so he's just gonna make some of these guys rout. Oh, baby. Ooh, baby. Yeah. Hubert, yeah, this is so scary. He's gonna make some of these units run away without even fighting. No, the demoralized you can only dispel with Cleansing Flame. It's there is Cleansing Flame. I was hoping would be something you could use to dispel Mind Control and Dominate, but they didn't remove that tag. But you can use it to dispel like strategic layer spells like Blizzard or Flash Freeze or, you know, demoralized. Yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah, you gotta kill stuff if you wanna keep your morale going. Although it's a little late for that now. Oh boy. Ooh, that was a really big roll actually here. Being able to keep this guy going is pretty nice. The non-mythic tier 4s, I think actually the mythic tier 4s are still pretty solid, Anthony, if you're playing with Infectious Insanity allowed, because Infectious Insanity is just like really unhinged in the current build. But like against Infectious Insanity, mythic is really, really important. The thing is that like by and large, the economic costs of getting to tier 4 are not as rewarding as as just using a lot of low tier units. Like it just doesn't really make sense right now. Oh boy, Decaying is coming out. Yep, there it is. White Wolf is routing. Oh no. Minus 60. Yeah, Joy Siphoners to death. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good fight for old Ninju here. Although the power of these units is really high on Hubert's side, if you do not have the ability to you know, clear the gap into a bunch of these battle mages and their morale damage, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. I think the larger issue for Hubert at the beginning of the game was just stacking too many units too close together, because he did offer like some AoE spells for demoralization, but sometimes this is like really hard to fight back against morale problems if you don't have tools to kill stuff. That's where ranged pieces can be helpful. Get that morale. Okay, so he's going in there to try to break and kill, presumably, that warrior. Well, the thing is that the mythics aren't meant for late game. The mythics are actually, like, intentionally, at least as far as I can tell, are intentionally bad for late game and are a lot better for mid game. That's where they shined traditionally, and then, like, towards the end of the, like, really, really end of the game with, like, really giant maps and stuff, that's where like the tier 3 and tier 4 racial transformation units actually really start to pick off. Yeah, exactly, they're not late game units. Like, I think a lot of the problems are that come from that, like people just misunderstanding the application of units and the way that they're supposed to work. So like mythics are really good when you get them on like turn 30, and fine if you have them on turn 70, but not ideal. Well. Killing all of these summoned units isn't really going to do much to help out Ninju, but given that he has already routed most of Hubert Draden's damage here by taking out Warg, and White Wolf, I don't think it matters if he's spending a little bit of time. The problem there is enchantment stacking, but like I don't know if you can describe that as a problem, Kukoi, because that's a core game design, right? Like the only way to get around that would be for them to fundamentally rework the way that mythics operate. But like mythics, I think, were very healthy and useful on the last patch. They countered a lot of important things, and you could get them like consistently enough that they were actually like a great unit type to get access to. But now, because of the way that like research it's still important, but now it's like mostly just around getting transformations and stuff for your low tier units and then just killing each other. So Ninju is trying to I don't know what else he actually needs to do here to kill him here. Yes, perfect. The thing is, Anthony, I don't even feel like the enchantments are actually like a problem now. I think that the enchantment stacking issue was like a huge problem at the very beginning of the game, but they reworked the way that research operates and scaled up the way that tomes cost more the more things that you already have researched. And so like enchantment stacking is still really critical, and the best, like air quotes, best builds in Age of Wonders 4 are things that have simultaneously good tools to answer things coming out of your opponents while also having good specialization so that you have optimal like unit types, and for that matter optimized units. But like I think that there is just a lot of misunderstanding about like the pacing of the game, and that informed like the design decisions that I don't think were healthy for the game, but aren't not fixable. That's the most important thing. Boy, Hubert actually would have been better off here with a rally rather than a mass rejuvenation, but Rallying Blessing was already one of the best picks in the game, and now it's just a lot better for some reason, so that's cool. Bone Dragon becoming Magic Origin. Yeah, I think that that's a good thing. I was kind of astonished that they weren't, because I was just experimenting with stuff in debug and trying to test out, like, all right, what's a good way to use necromancy here, and Bone Dragons becoming Magic Origin does seem like it's a pretty solid option. The bigger issue I have with summoning mystics is just that, like, I think are the worst of the three summoning right now if you have everything unbanned. Potential is a very weird one, just simply because of, like, having multiple bannable things, so, like, I don't know how to necessarily evaluate that. But from the perspective of just, like, auto-resolves and into PvP, summoning has like big issues where a lot of what you're doing is investing all of your astral echoes in, like, very specific units, and unless you're doing manual combats, those very specific units can still get themselves killed. They'll do a much better job of keeping themselves alive on the new patch, simply due to the way that, you know, the ranks scale up better and the way that you can get higher ranks on your evolved units very quickly. But, like, the 3 Astral Echoes for 1 EXP point is a way worse deal than 1 Astral Echo is 1 world map casting point. Like, I would say in some ways 1-to-1 experience point to Astral Echo is still mostly worse than 1-to-1 for like casting points versus Astral Echoes, and right now it's 3-to-1 on Astral Echoes. So, like, I don't think summoning is currently where it should be. Let's see. All right, so it does look like... Wait a second. How is he... Yeah, how is that attacking? It's routing. That's wild. Does that mean that... So what we just saw here was something strange. So Hubert used... What did he used? Unleash the Beast. Yeah, that's so crazy. What... How did that happen? How did that happen? Very unique situation. Maybe, yeah. It doesn't look like it has fixed the morale problems on this unit anyway. It's still listed as routing, but that's so weird. I think it's gonna run next turn. Yeah. Yeah, I sure hope that I have a single option to dispel something. Uh-huh. So the madness ability here that we just saw out of Hubert on his Eldritch Sovereign is one of those abilities that I think largely people should not be bringing, simply because it is so easily dispelled. So here we're seeing on this Winter Fairy, the Madness came out, but Madness, if you watch auto resolves it or do PvP, like, it just doesn't operate particularly well because it is cleansable. Unlike mind control and domination, which I think is something that they could just fix, right? Like, there's no reason that this has to be dispellable, but it is, and it just disappears a lot. Yeah, summoning, getting strengthened, and healing on all your units every time you cast a tactical spell is reasonable, Anthony, but it's not as impactful as you'd hope. When it comes to auto resolves, you can just, like, watch a bunch of summoning fights, and damage is, like, largely randomly distributed on units with a slight emphasis towards putting damage on your melee, but only slight because of the way that, you know, the auto resolve just kind of, like, walks units around. And that means that, like, the healing aspect you're not always going to be able to leverage early on, unlike the damage on attunement. What? But, like, overall, whenever you do a summoning fight against another player, although the strength end is really good, the main thing that you're getting, I think, most of the time when you're playing summoning is that you can start with 30 morale on everyone, which is really good. That is really good. But it is something that comes on, like, later on into a build and into a fight, which means that, like, you are slowed down a lot during the clearing phase. Okay, so the Dune Serpent is trying to just go ahead and take out this White Wolf. Just in case Hubert is doing something to try to bring it back. That would be really dangerous. Yeah. I think that's correct. Yeah, but Unleash the Beast... Wait, he used something to give somebody Berserk? Berserk does get around routing. Yeah. Well, Berserk is not a mind control. Berserk is a control loss. And so you can give Berserk to your animals, and that will make them turn around and attack the same way that whenever you're fighting barbarians, like, Berserkers can just go off while everybody else is running away. Those are just the cutest, most terrifying things. That's so much damage on those death bolts. Oh my god. You can't cleanse strategic spells, yeah. Lightning Torrent, whatever. The only way is Cleansing Flame. I think also... Yeah. I think the Berserk actually is like just a great counter effect here, and Hubert just didn't leverage it early on. Like if he just Berserk, he didn't know, it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, nothing works on strategic spells except for Cleansing Flame. Yep, and Joy Siphoners is gonna get it. So here, Ninja was able to just run straight past this Wild Speaker because it did not have like zone of control, and it was keeping things down. So it does look like this is going to be a pretty easy cleanup for him. And then we'll get a 2v2 going. I think that'll be fun. Yeah, the ally spells too on summoning Mary is quite nice. And I think we could see somebody using it well in 2v2. Maybe we'll run that deck like immediately after this. I don't know. It's not that I think that summoning is like bad. I just don't think that it's particularly strong right now, and I think that's a very easily fixable problem. This is the Astral Echoes to experience conversion just doesn't make any sense. It's way too inefficient. Yeah, Ninju has nothing to mind control. Though, yeah. Oh my god. He's gonna mind control the ruler. Yeah, he had his second. So the issue here is that the mind control control loss immunity for Hubert was tied to the units that were in this hero stack, I think. I'm pretty sure this is the one who had it. Animal, no? Maybe it was the ruler? One of these guys has the animal handler. Yeah, there it is. It is his ruler. So the only people who actually had the mind control immunity are the people who were stuck with them. I mean, you can... Yeah, exactly. I think they dramatically overestimated how much they were going to be spamming rank up, but also just, like, in terms of the game's pacing and efficiency, ranking up a specific single unit that has the risk-on opportunity to just die is not nearly as efficient, and being able to just cast another lightning torrent, it's much stronger to do that. And so, like, the numbers were definitely off when it came to their expectation, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Play a single action.
So
it does the
Ninju's talking
-8
here
instead
about-
of the -4.
Yeah,
You know,
like
that is
Ninju's
why I
build was
want,
just like really good for this.
Hulk to buff. Like so.
And then, you know, if the battle goes on long enough, I start blinding all your guys, so...
Yeah, this is just a really,
You know what,
really
now that
nice
I
build
think
for
about it, morale
point
really
time.
doesn't need to
for
have
these
its effects
guys.
doubled at all. It doesn't make sense because, like,
Whoop, there we
It
go.
makes sense for, like, a crossbow. It doesn't make
Run,
sense
run.
for an AoE.
Yep, the entire army now is
Yeah,
fleeing for
fair.
poor Hubert.
At
But
this
yeah, to be
point, I'm
fair,
just
here,
tired.
Ninju definitely has played this
Can
game
we
a lot.
just pass the turn, for fuck's sake?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. All right. So that was our first fight, and now we're just trying to organize our second one and see who is actually in for this. Okay. So yeah, you had to just like you had a giant blob of units, Hubert, and we're not using your support units to give them extra status resistance and physical resistance or magical resistance and stuff. Like you had, and you're shooting with your support units instead of defending or granting killing momentum. Oh, in one stack, yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah. So are we ready to Yeah, you can't have 15 individual units for this. It's yeah. You have 3 stacks. All right, are we ready to set up the 2v2? Yeah, let's set up the 2v2. Who do we have here? That'd be fun. might have made a difference. Yeah. Wait, no, fight him. Wait, fight right now. Fight right now. What do you mean next week? Fight right now. 5 players wasn't. It was the 6th where it really caused some issues, but we can always have the spectator just on their own team, like no team listed. We can rehost if we have to, but I think it'll work. It's okay. I do not have a 2v2 build at all, so I'm gonna just click some buttons and make something fun real fast. You know what? We've already seen Dark recently. So we're playing the normal 2v2 rules. So like, you know, 1 tier 4, 1 tier 3, 1 tier 2. Yeah, we can put those somewhere. That one's meant to be more of a casual format, so I don't really care that much about like rules. But I do think I think you're right. It would be helpful. I mean, I don't hate Cold-Blooded, but in 12v12, Cold-Blooded is not as impactful as it is in some of the other things. And although we could go with Mount Masters, we did just see a lot of that. So maybe we'll do something completely different here. Maybe we'll try Feudal, honestly. You guys want to see some Feudal? Let's do some Feudal. Just be cool about it. Feudal is not good. I think this will be interesting, though, because we can definitely get some good defensive scaling here. Do I want... Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go into Construct. I think that'll be fun. Let's do Construct. Stormborn is tier 4, yeah. Stormborn is fortunately tier 4 because it is still very powerful. And this is also still not on the new patch, so we still have actual unit tiles here. You know what? I'm gonna take Umbral Disciples. I think that's fun. I think that's cool. And then maybe shield units or polearm units. Yeah, wait. No, we need a support unit. So, Devotees of Good. It's right there, but that turns off the Umbral Disciples, unfortunately. And I don't think we want... Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. We're just going to take something that's going to give us marginally better pikemen, I think, and then rock and roll from there. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I didn't think that. I think Chaos Pulse is fine. I think that the other 2 abilities aren't good is the bigger problem. Yeah, we're gonna do some Slippery Pikemen for sure. They're just fun. They're just fun. They do silly stuff. And I guess I'm gonna take a Dragon Lord actually for the purposes of a roar. And then I guess if we're gonna go with a feudal construct forward build, we're not gonna get the ability to turn these guys into defensive automatically. Yeah, you know what, this is okay. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Yeah, this is good. So here, Mary, in this set, we play with level 6 heroes specifically so that we don't have... It's Madness, which you can clear with 1 cleanse, and then it's Flesh Weaver, which makes 2 units that immediately die, and an ability that does give you a lot of damage, but only for 2 turns, and then the unit dies. I don't think the issue with Chaos... I mean, like, maybe we could have an argument about whether or not people should use it on turn 1, but I don't think that I think the bigger issue with Chaos Pulse is not that it's really good, it's that the other ones are borderline unusable. Yeah, I think we're ready to go here. Okay, so now we are going to be setting up a small stack here. I'm not actually sure who I want as our small stack, because we do still need like clearing pretty easily. Yeah, I love hexes; they're just so much fun. But here, let's see, we're using umbral stuff. Yeah, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. Unfortunately, we can't really leverage the just going over units real here.
Teams at all?
I think so.
You were the
I saw
host.
that.
Oh no.
Did you check your? Wait
I
a
saw
second.
it. I thought it looked good.
I see
Okay.
you. Oh, we are at war. Yeah, it does seem to have broken.
Okay.
Ninju and I are at war.
No, because I did look
hold on.
at
Yeah,
it.
we'll
Yeah,
have to
I
rehost.
completely forgot to set that was the thing.
No,
So
I
let me
think
rehost
it
that.
actually was set. Like that's the really
Yeah,
crazy
it is set.
thing.
It's team 1,
Okay.
as a list Ninju. So you said it
Oh,
correctly.
yeah.
It's just there does seem to be an issue. I think we have to rehost. Oh, did you not
Yeah.
set?
Oh. Okay, well, we have to rehost.
Okay,
with
well
only
it didn't
4
work
players,
anyway
right?
because we didn't set up the right
Yeah.
teams for the observer.
Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't. Whatever. We have to rehost one way or the other. I'm
Yeah.
only doing 4 slots. Sorry, Gian.
That's fine.
No, it's
Gian,
Gian.
like
my
Ian,
bad.
Ian with a G.
Gian.
call me
Okay.
however you want.
However you want.
Okay.
Guyan.
Oh, okay, I'll call you Bob.
Fine by me.
I'm gonna call you Steve.
No idea what we're actually going to be getting out of the Gloomstrider here, honestly. Wait a second. That's like a nonsense
Got it, Bob.
pick. We just fix that.
Here, let me.
We're
let me
just like literally
right-click
getting no
on your
value out of
profile
this.
and set,
The
like,
Umbral Disciples
servers,
is really
right?
good for early game clearing in a real game, but because we're not playing a real game,
Ah,
I
it
think
doesn't look like it.
is there
Bummer.
anything that we can do to increase
Oh,
the
well.
survivability on our stupid dragon? Dragon, I love you, but you're just gonna die. I can tell it. I can feel it in my bones. Ah, you get ritual cannibals. That's good for dragons, right? Yeah, that's good for dragons. Done. And it's on theme. Everybody loves dragons that eat dead animals or
so
something.
You guys in?
I am
Joining right
in,
now.
and I am team.
1 sec.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
Me
go.
and Nurgles against Hubert and Winsley. Let's go.
Yeah, the
Wait,
biggest
wait,
issue,
wait.
the
It's
biggest thing you
being
get
slow,
out of playing with the
I know, I
Gloom,
can see your
the Umbral
comment.
Disciples ability, isn't
Don't
actually
worry,
the
you
extra
can't
damage
start
on
until you've readied up,
the
no matter what I
overworld.
say or
It's
how much
the
I
fact that you get like
Oh, yeah, that's
pseudo free outposts at the beginning of the game. because all of the gloom terrain that spills out from the underworld counts as, like, you know, extra gloom for you to heal in. And so, like, if you're trying to leverage Umbral Disciples, then really what you should be trying to do is not only move towards the gloom terrain, but use the gloom terrain that's in the main map to keep your units healthy and moving.
Sure.
And it is
Like,
really efficient
should be good.
at early game clearing. It's mostly only good at early game clearing, and does have some issues deeper into a match, which is something that I do want to do, like, a video on, like, how to build a bad faction. It does make sieging obnoxious, but, like, the biggest advantage for the Umbral Disciples is largely just impact on early game clearing, because you get an extra unit and you get extra opportunities to heal in pseudo outposts without having to even invest the time, right? Like a full turn when you have Materium 2 or 2 turns before you get to Materium 1 is a really big deal in terms of waiting around for value. And you can just land on a gloom and it's almost like healing at home. 17 isn't that much less than 25. All right, yeah, everything looks good here.
I've got a black screen
Yeah.
for some reason. It's
But you
not
gotta-
actually going through on my end.
Give me 1 moment. Confirm settings and start game. How about now? Don't tell me there's more problems. Come on.
Winsley
come on,
is
don't
still
do this to
loading.
me.
Did you get it, Winsley?
I don't know what's going on. I might need to exit out and try again because it's just like black screen. I've never had this one happen.
Well, the game is open for us, so it might even make sense for you to just, like, close Age of Wonders 4 and just try to rejoin via either code or it should be in your list.
I'll do that.
+5 world map healing for Fabled Hunters, I think, is largely an upgrade for Fabled Hunters, because, like, the rank bonuses for skirmishers and ranged units mostly doesn't matter, and I feel like I tried to make that clear in my tier list videos, so, like, I feel like that one is probably the most confusing of all the changes, because Fabled Hunters is still probably the strongest society trait in the game. You can make a lot of good arguments, I think, for building other things in interesting and complete ways, but right now that one's pretty busted. So we did already see Banshees, so I think we're gonna use Tome of Souls here today. What did I use as my let's see, leave this menu. What did I use here? I think I used an Astral Dragon, didn't I? Yeah, we used an Astral Dragon. So I'm gonna go ahead and research probably Evocation. Yeah, let's do Evocation. And then let's do Souls? Yeah, let's do Souls. And then we've got Evolution Pikemen. So we could do Glades to just give them more durability and healing, which I don't even hate, honestly. Beacon, not really interested in. Inquisition wouldn't be bad. Yeah, my Astral Dragon is absolutely green. Walker is just like, he obviously does not pay any attention to the colors in front of him. He might be colorblind. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. We'll run with Glades into. I didn't use Great Transformation last time, did I? I don't think I used the Great Transformation last time. What did I use last time other than the dude, the hero who just didn't do anything and then died? I think that's what I did. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take Shadow Aspect. Then we can cast our reopen tome picking menu, grab our Tome of Great Transformation, and then reset our ruler into something more useful, because I'm just, like, generically not a huge fan of the Shadow Aspect. But I think this is still going to be a very, very spooky dragon to fight. So let's get Tail Swipe.
Okay.
I think that's just generically really useful. And Roar. And I
Everyone
think
alright?
here we're gonna go with Cone.
Oh,
I don't really care about gorging or any of that stuff. There's a Dragon
Yeah, I'm
Scales,
here.
which
Sorry,
is really
yeah.
good. There's
I'm
Draconic
just
Health,
picking
which is
myself
also
here. I
really
should have said
good.
something. So it's 1 tier 4.
Yeah, I
1
think
tier
that's it.
3.
That looks good.
Exactly.
Yeah, one
One
tier
tier
4,
Yeah.
one tier 3, 1 tier 2, and 2 tier 1s, and the tier 1s can be the same because we're playing with so small of an army.
are there no T1 like single-handed weapons?
No,
That's no
the tier 1
default.
single-handed weapon just unequip and you immediately pick up your sword and shield, but there is
Yeah,
no
but there's
magical special tier 1 shield or sword generically.
Even though you get 5 different options for
Yeah.
a two-handed weapon. Yeah, okay.
So
actually,
we
6,
could actually
sorry,
go
forgot the
with
plants.
order aspect, honestly, because I wouldn't hate having extra status resistance. Like, the only thing we have in terms of our status resistance for these guys and clearing things is our soul overflow. Although I do think that it's a very useful tool, it doesn't help our dragon at all. And so if our dragon gets stun locked, we might be in trouble. But on the other hand, like, in order to keep the dragon alive, which might be the more important thing, that here this could be an astral for 8 magic resistance. Yeah, that just looks like this is gonna stay alive a lot longer, even if it means that we're kind of forced into taking tier 2 miscellaneous. Where's tier 2 miscellaneous? There it is. And then I'm gonna take pikemen. I think we're gonna do Bannerman as our tier 2. I just think it's pretty irresponsible to not have that. And then we have potential here for double tier 3s because we're gonna have to downgrade a coin.
So that's 1 tier
Okay,
4,
so
1 tier 3,
where-
1 tier 2, and 2 tier 1s, right? So that's
Correct. Yeah. Wait a second.
Yes.
What color are you, Ninju?
White.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
I think
casting all my
that
spells and
works.
Stuff now. I've
Yep.
got everything else set up.
Okay, so
think-
on what kind of tile are we fighting?
Does anyone
I
have
have- I do
anything?
not have preferences.
Yeah, I don't have anything either. Wait a second.
I
Why
just
can I
want a
build
tile that
Frost
maybe
Wyverns?
swamp.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I can build Frost Wyverns. Badok. Why can I
Like-
build Frost Wyverns?
Okay, give me a second.
But Bone Dragon, that's what we're waiting on. There we go. Yeah.
So
Everybody loves
where are
double
we
dragons, they're cool.
Johnny?
This should be
Unknown,
fun.
this
This
is
should be
fine.
fun. What's
Maybe
going on?
to the swamp, I think.
Yeah,
if you're
and
cool
just
with
fighting in the
that.
middle.
Which swamp are we talking about?
I don't know if I want a Wind Barrier Ring or if I want a Ring of Regeneration
Me,
here,
I have Swamp.
honestly.
Look for
Ring of
your
Endurance
allied
is
green.
not
It's me.
worth it. If this were 4 status resistance, that would be, I think, a lot better.
Okay.
Oh, we have to go through and cast all our dumb spells. Oh my god, there's 10,000 spells. Badok, give me a spell button. Cast all spells, please. There's so many. There's so many.
Wait, why these spell breakers are tier 3?
Why wouldn't they be?
Because they are.
I meant, why do they have like a champion thing?
Because I took both Mana Addicts and Powerful Evokers, and I believe this
Okay.
reset starts with 1 medal on everyone.
Yeah, so right now we're not playing on the open beta, Hubert, and so we don't have access to the metal
Yeah,
reductions.
I know. I know.
Leaf skin seems
And
okay.
I am actually happy that they are actually removing this crap from the...
And here we are.
Because
we
actually
skip
people
Rapid
can
Evolution, that's
diversify
pretty
their
good
builds
too.
rather than just picking, oh, you want a powerful evokers, you need to pick powerful evokers.
Soulbinders.
Where exactly are we
sure.
fighting again? I'm good to go.
Others
Uh,
By me,
We're
my capital, I think.
Green's capital, you said?
Oh my, I was not aware that this was a unit that existed. What is this thing? Where does this come
We have
from?
no one for Signet of Knighthood.
Which
No
unit are
one
you
wants to
talking
be
about?
knighted.
It's Infernal Juggernaut.
Bummer. Oh yeah,
What's this?
lightning focus done. Cool.
It is from the Prime.
Yeah, the Infernal
thing.
Juggernaut that we're gonna be
It is
facing
from
down
the
over
DLC.
there is gonna be really
Yeah.
scary against our undead boys. So much damage on them.
And you should actually play other builds that don't rely on cheesy things. So
Regeneration.
in order to see something
Wind
funny.
barrier.
I
I guess we don't
know
really
if
have
I'd
like
call
a
most of my builds
ton of
cheesy.
healing here,
usually
so I think I
lose,
am
so-
inclined towards regeneration on this.
Excuse
This
me,
dragon.
Mr. Science. Mr.
There we go. I think that'll be good. Yeah, this will be fine. All right. Well, if we're fighting in Winslaya's swamp, it's gonna take me 2 turns to walk over there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to end turn.
We're gonna have to end turn a couple of times.
I think Winsley is still choosing units, it looks like.
That's okay. I kind of have to pee, so
Yeah, I am picking a little bit.
yeah, don't worry about it. Actually, I'll be right back because I do need to deal with all this coffee I've been putting in my body.
Okay, I'm moving. Sorry for wait. Moving. I'm moving. I'm just gonna use.
Oh no, he's brought fire.
Okay.
No. Oh no. My build is being countered. Oh no.
Get wrecked,
What
scrub.
do you mean? I brought the fire.
I brought fire bombs again.
Yeah, good luck, Hubert. I don't know if we're gonna win this. That's a lot of counters to what I
you
brought.
you have said that about every single 2v2 game that I've been in, and I've lost every single one. So let's see if today is the day that your
Okay.
prediction rings true.
Wait, are you playing a Slither deck?
Yes.
Slither's a good man.
Wait,
You know, I thought it would be
where-
better here than
where
my
is your-
my thralls, but I actually
your
think I'm gonna go
tool?
for a thrall build.
wait, where is that tier 2?
Exactly. I wanted more tier 1s, but I think I need not all tier
Okay.
1s.
So it sounds like.
Well, in that case,
Oh yeah,
everyone,
this is gonna be a really interesting.
let's, turn
really
this
interesting
one into
army.
Something more better.
No. Swamp is where we want to fight. What do you
It can
do?
be swamp and forest. It's swamp and
Oh.
forest.
Okay, good. Never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Alright,
forest
not a
is
big deal
fortunately like one of those that is like friendly and can go on almost everything. It's like the
Good.
biggest advantage is you can, but forests you like it's like the put a bird on it thing in
I
in
would
Portlandia.
have I would have been happy to put, because actually I realized it because I actually wanted to put Tom of
So let's
Reverie
see.
rather than Tom of Glades. But
I'm hoping that
it
the
turns
knight
out
here in
without the
particular
Tom
is
of
going to be
Glade, I
really
cannot
critical. So
get
we have
the Tom of
3
Freedom.
anti-large.
And
I
that
don't know how
is
much large we're actually going to be
mostly
seeing
because,
here. It looks like not a
because
lot.
I cannot pick the.
Yeah, not a
compared to
lot.
Tom
There's
of
the
Pestilence.
Infernal Juggernaut is probably like the
Because it
biggest,
requires me
scariest
to
thing. But
level.
fortunately, anti-large is going to be pretty critical there actually because of the fire damage into our gigantic fire weakness on everyone. So although there's
Okay,
a
so are
good
you guys
counter out
moving
of
into the forest, or-
yeah, we need a pass turn. As I mentioned, I was 2 turns out, so we have to pass turn.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was just
Okay,
leveling.
I'm
I
passing
can
through.
pass turn.
I'm not a big fan of not having restore on my ruler, but you do what you got to do. And
So
I
we're
think
fighting on a forest hack?
it's a forest and swamp, so just like down here is fine.
Okay, so who's fighting?
You guys need to
You
get-
or-
Get adjacent to us, and then we can cast strategic spells and figure out who's attacking whom.
Yeah.
We do at least. Oh
Mm-hmm.
boy, we actually have really great elemental counters against a Hubert side, but not against Winslaya's side. So here, for instance, we could use the Lightning Torrent to try
My
to
Golden Bro,
massively
are you there?
increase our damage
Yeah, I'm just
against the
leveling and
Entwined
equipping stuff. I'm
Thralls.
not quite
But
there. I
it
need to
might
do my
actually
hero stuff,
genuinely
I'm
be better
basically
for
ready.
us to just like keep exploiting the
Wait.
lightning
That's
weakness
double.
here on the Phantasm Warriors and get these down to minus
no, I need to-
5.
I need to equip
Because that
it. I
is a
haven't done that
lot of
yet.
damage that we can start stacking into one side and then hope that Ninju just deals with this. Actually, that's probably genuinely correct. Because Winslaya's guys are all weak to fire. Ninju's doing fire. So if we get to fight Hubert and Ninju gets to fight Winslaya, then we'll win. Hopefully. Hopefully. We will find out. Yeah, this being at -4, it's got to be correct to just shoot Hubert with our lightning torrent here. It's way too much damage that we can do with even with like just fulminations. I wish that we had brought, rather than a bannerman, we had brought like an evoker and then maybe a summer fairy instead of the knight. But I think the knight will do well if it can get on the Infernal Juggernaut in particular. I think we'll be in pretty good spot. This thing we need to stay the hell away from. Druid of the Cycle is terrifying. Life from Death. Oh, is Winslaya also on Tome of Souls, but with no undead units? That's interesting. That is interesting. And I guess I'm not super worried about the other side of the Entwined Thralls, where in the event that we end up fighting against Winslaya, because these guys have a big blight weakness, we have blight damage here on our Bone Dragon.
Tier 1, any source of tier 1s, they get my Mighty Meek, right? No?
If you have a tier 1, and you should have Mighty Meek on it, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I meant if like I do the Spider Hatchling Bell, I forget how that interacts.
Oh, I think that those ones get it. There's some really weird things in the current patch in terms of enchantment distribution on in-battle summons. But I think the actual units that come in
Oh my
get it.
god. No fucking way that you put fire elephants on far right.
Boom, boom, boom. This is going to be so cool, hopefully. I love bone dragons. I think they're fun. It's a lot of fire damage. A lot of fire damage, but should be fun. Are we just finalizing your builds right now?
Yeah, I think I got my build.
Hey Pyrofox, how's it going? Yes, we right now are about to do our 2v2 skirmish. So we have here myself
Now,
and Ninju
I think I
going
would
up
like
against
to be
Winslaya
attacker
and
if we're tanking, or the
Hubert.
one that is defending if we're defending. Is that reasonable to request?
Sure. Although we haven't cast strategic spells just yet, so we'll figure out who's doing that here.
I thought Beacon had one, but I don't see my... I only have a friendly territory one, which I don't think you guys really want me doing. It's not really something we allow generally. It's the cycle of seasons, so it's not really a real problem.
I think what Winsley was actually asking was that he wants to be the center hex. So he wants to be either the target or the attacker. He wants to be the person in the middle position on his side of the field.
Oh, that's
More
fine.
like the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
one
yeah.
that plays.
Yeah. So, Pyro, we are gearing up for this 2v2 and just trying to get this ball
useless
rolling.
spells
Okay.
for
You've
this
used
right now.
yours.
I only have a city one, the cycle one. I don't think we're using that. I don't think it's friendly domains fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Alright, well in that case, I will use my strategic spell first, and then Ninju, you use yours. I'm gonna cast mine on Hubert.
I was going to cast mine on Hubert, so I guess I'm... Wait, did you just cast Lightning Torrent?
On Hubert, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. That's what I was going to cast too, so
Don't cast it on him, though. Cast the other one on...
I know.
Good.
No! Oh,
Let's
good.
go.
Good. All right, so you want us to attack into you, Winsaya? Like,
Yeah, I
not
think that's
Hubert?
fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
Should I attack or should you? So
I don't
here's my
care.
thinking: is since I've got all these mages, I should probably be in the center position since everything is worse for me than it is for you. You've got more mobile units.
I promise that I don't care about that.
I promise
want
that I
that.
do. Oh, but
Yeah.
I apparently cannot. I don't have the move.
Ha! Then I get to be the one on the fight. Suck
Damn.
it, Ninju.
Could have gotten one more hex, but no.
Foiled again.
All right. Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, hopefully nobody forgot anything this time. I mean,
Switch up more
it
to
happens in the game. All right, so we attacked into Winslaya, and Hubert is the active player first. Sure, yeah, why not? That makes no sense. But I guess that still puts us not in a bad position. And interestingly here, you can see something fascinating immediately is that Ninju has gone for the greatest tank build in the universe on his ruler. Now, of course, this ruler is effectively non-combatant. A 24 movement point thing really just doesn't work when it comes to combat, and it doesn't look like Ninju added much
just realized
for
now
this
I'm not
unit to
moving
do
first,
other
but-
than not die. Yeah, I attacked you. It's just that like I don't think it works the way that people want it to. I think that it seems to mostly just randomly assign who the active player is.
Could have sworn it used to work differently, but who knows
It might be
anymore.
a patch problem, or it might be just like something broken skirmish because like the metals aren't working.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hubert is going all in on his Infernal Juggernaut side, and unfortunately, because of where Hubert is and where Winslaya is, we are lined up against sort of like the wrong side of the field. So either we can do a full rotation, or we can just try to like I think actually genuinely our best bet is to attempt to clean out Hubert just as quickly as we can, because there's just like a lot of lightning damage. Anthony, you might be right on the money, actually. Well, I'll have to check the VOD after the fact, but you might be 100% correct.
Wait, how did
That might be
Astral and
that might be
Enchantment?
the exact problem here. All right, so now we're gonna see these Slither and Double Entwined Thrall. So these guys are gonna be really spooky in terms of their initial engagement. Having the crit there does actually matter. Like 20% crit chance is not nothing, and then the ability for these guys to slip away means that Winslaya can engage aggressively with his skirmishers without necessarily exposing too much to us in terms of his morale. I think the bigger issue here with this build is just Druid of the Cycle and Spring Fairy is a lot. Spring Fairy is like really tricky to get value out of when you have an army this small. At least he can position everything really quickly for a big strength and true strike, but
Hey,
it is
when,
tricky. It is
yeah.
tricky. All right, so it looks like Winslaya is coming together to support.
Yeah, no, I have
Hubert.
to consider
I think
my
that makes
moves.
a lot of sense.
I'm trying not to coordinate here
because
with you,
he's-
so
he's-
sorry.
Yeah.
Cats also being a problem. Cats being cats,
Are we-
they do their thing, right?
Are we good with active player just like mutes themselves?
Yeah, I
Or-
was
or goes
trying
to
to
another
do
channel.
that, but I gotta remember to do that. Is the
That's
thing.
okay. Oh, I do want to mention that one of my viewers said that it might be based off of world map order, like where these guys spawn. So I think that's worth checking in our VOD after the fact. Okay, so Winslaya is going to be trying to cover for this massive elemental weakness on Hubert's side using those support units, and I think that's actually very smart. Support units, when they can't add damage through their abilities, you can use them to finish off units. I think that's great. The fact that like I attacked Winslaya, but Hubert was the first player to act might actually just be a consequence of world map order for the players.
Yeah, okay, that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, this looks like their group is actually really well positioned to resist lots of types of magical damage. So in the universe where we didn't have, you know, a knight and a bone dragon and a dragon, this would be really spooky for us to chew through. It might still be correct for us to just go ahead and position ourselves here with Bulwark Standard, like around here maybe. Do these guys have any AoEs? We have a Chaos Pulse, but we have Soulbound, or not Soulbound. We have the Soul Overflow to help fix that. I don't really see anything else here that does AoE exploitation. Oh, there it is. A Hindering Blizzard. Well, we can't really do anything about that. We're just gonna get blasted with a Hindering Blizzard kind of no matter what.
I mean,
And fortunately, the Juggernaut is only movement 40 and not movement 48, so getting this heavy cab onto the field is a little more complicated.
I'm actually checking infectious.
Okay,
we
so
had a discussion about this before. Nurgles and Winslaya, you guys were all in agreement on Infectious Insanity, right? That's just
I think it's dumb. I don't think we should play with Infectious Insanity right now.
100% not in this vanilla mod. It's just not healthy.
I don't think it works.
It won't target the enemy. It will only target friendlies. But like,
I just want to verify that I
mean,
should unfavorite it on this little bar that I've got here as soon as it gets to my turn.
Yeah.
I just think that the infectious insanity right now with the combination of like Tome of Corruption is just bonkers.
You know what?
I got a
I'm
question
not
for
afraid of
everyone.
one unit getting
This,
blasted here.
This little Astral Bond thing here, does that get purged by Star Purge, you think?
I don't
Oh man, you are
think
getting to
so,
go
but
first.
maybe?
No, Walker. Part of my consideration was
I
if it
don't
made
know.
him go first, isn't it gonna make you go first?
I think trying to manipulate the turn order obviously doesn't work, because we've tried to do it in multiple ways, so I think we should just try to not do that.
I don't know.
Like,
It's-
it hasn't worked like the way that we've hoped it would on multiple occasions.
I'm gonna say it's the mod.
It might be the mod. It might be. I think I'm genuinely interested in holding my roar until next turn, though. Because I think the way that this is going to work is that Winslaya is probably going to drop in a... I guess he can't actually drop in a Hindering Blizzard here, can he? Can hit one unit with a Hindering Blizzard. Yeah, you know what? Wait a second. No, you come back here, peasant. Peasant, come back here. That one's gonna be out of range, but that's okay. I don't really care if all of our peasants get hasty boys. My question is this a safe tile? That is a safe tile, so yeah, let's go here.
This is just, yeah, you're gonna get a fat AoE here. There's nothing I can do to stop it now because of my placement. And I thought, oh man, I thought I had my heal up for some reason.
There, that's good. And the Infernal Juggernaut is still not really inside range. And the
Actually,
Bone
wait, does that
Dragon,
work the
I
way it
think,
was?
can
No, maybe I'm okay. Probably
cover
not, though.
for ZOC in case Hubert's
It's
has
bold
like a
move
haste
for
effect
you
or
to
something.
Put a bone dragon in front of this something that is weak to fire.
My Bone Dragon has no fear of death. It's literally already dead.
True.
It's gonna be more dead.
The gradations of dead mean nothing to a giant undead monstrosity.
It
Yeah,
looks like Star Purge does not remove that Astral Bond. Big bummer
Okay.
for me.
Nope.
I'm not surprised because it doesn't work on Warding Bond, but
Oh, hey Morbits.
all right. So now it is on. Oh, shoot!
Morbits
I
was
forgot.
telling
I
me
forgot
about
to mute
their,
myself, but I guess it doesn't matter. Nobody was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morbits was telling me about their single player thing recently that they've been playing around with. I think Morbits is trying to play on the harder difficulties. I remember correctly.
Let's see. So right
Yep.
now,
Here you
yes.
go.
Oh,
We
Starblade's
don't automatically
Astral.
just lose
Hell
this
yes.
guy.
This is going to be a lot of damage if we could just get these
Goodbye.
guys proactively onto the field, and
Yep.
we.
That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah, magic. Yeah, it doesn't clear the Star Purge, but it does deal double damage to Magic Origin units. And Hubert's ruler is currently at -7 shock, so.
Oh no.
Oh no. Anyway.
But Hubert does have some real good options here. Like, if he can mind control, like, our dragon to turn around and use its Cone Dragon Breath on all of our side, I'll feel pretty dumb. It's, like, you kind of need to take the Cone, I think, under this circumstance, because we're just a hyper-aggressive melee-focused, like, attack stack here. So I don't think we can afford to run a Comet. And honestly, I do think that Cone is better at, like, especially auto battles, but
Wait.
still pretty good for manuals. And we do have a Soother here for Ninju. We are on both players per team can cast one spell, right?
Yeah, I think that's
I think
fine.
that played fine for 2v2s last time. I think it was more fun.
It's fun. Yeah, it's hard
Yeah,
to keep track of who's cast a spell too, so it's
Yeah,
better,
exactly.
I think, for this reason. For multiple reasons.
Good. So if we need to Soul Overflow, then we can. If we don't, then maybe we use Fulmination. I think that would be pretty sweet. Directions for cone line, etc. weren't required to follow hex angles. Yeah, that could be really, I mean, it could be really busted.
Reload.
Reload, drink!
Drink up, boys.
But line actually is very powerful, Anthony. It's just very skill testing and very complicated.
He's tier 2 and 3 shield units online. Yes.
Good. The dragon just spin around in circles over and over and over again. Do it, Bone Dragon. Show
That
me your-
dragon,
show me
look at
your
him
skills.
go!
Yeah, just spinning in circles.
And don't fix that animation, team. That actually was perfect.
Yeah, it was like, you ever see like a dog circle around their bed? That's exactly what was going on there. So is our dragon durable enough to survive? I still am not like entirely sold on the Ring of Regeneration into an army like this, because I do think that if we just had Wind Barrier Ring, that would probably be better most of the time. But Wind Barrier Ring is garbage against Spring Fairy, honestly. So I don't know. I think anything is possible. But I do think that currently we are advantaged because Ninju has really strong like AoE things that are going to force Winslaya and Hubert to come down to fight us. And then it just so happens that I just took a bunch of melee feudal stuff because I don't know. I just wanted Bone Dragon and Dragon. I don't have to explain myself to you. Look at this. They're cool. Ha ha ha. Where is he going to engage, though? With a Wild Speaker being able to unleash the beast on the Infernal Juggernaut, if the Infernal Juggernaut can get on anything and get that attack going, then I mean, 45 damage on an Infernal Stomp is basically like a one-hit kill almost on anything in my team, because that's pure fire and everybody here is at -4. So that Infernal Juggernaut is actually genuinely terrifying here if we do not like stop, like just put Peasant Pikemen in the way. Does he have anything that breaks defense mode
Actually, I
other
should
way?
build my hero more like how Ninju did. Ninju, good hero.
Yeah, Ninju's hero is hilarious. It does literal nothing except not die, but it should be perfect at doing that.
Yeah, that was the goal.
I needed to do something. Sorry.
Yeah.
Finding out that Mark of
it's your turn.
Misfortune
You're good.
applies to melee attacks was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yes, sniping units with
no.
line is actually really powerful,
Oh,
Pyro.
no.
And for
Hey,
that
take
matter,
a shot.
the line is really good
Yeah, I
at
think it's
giving
'cause,
you
yeah,
position.
he just did
Like
his
you
reload,
can
now it's like,
both
oh, no.
use it to
This
hit
would be,
people that are really
what,
far
shot
away,
number 5
while
of the
also
session?
using it to fight like close battles really well.
that would be very
And so
dangerous.
line kind of does both, but and that's why Morgie, for instance,
Oh,
does
hello.
like to use line
what are
most
you
of the
gonna
time
do
on his
with that
dragons.
thing?
But that one is in that same area of like.
Oh,
Don't tell me you're
I
gonna
don't
be
like
doing an
recommending
AoE
line to
chaos
people
pulse.
because I
What
find
an
that line is very
unpredictable
challenging
maneuver.
for myself. I think you have to be
Whoa!
you have to be super genius.
Oh, did you get no insanities? Oh, that sucks, man. What a
What
good
did
He got an
ability.
insanity. He got an
What did he
insanity
get?
on. Yeah, he got an insanity on the peasant
Oh,
pikeman,
puller.
and he got
on the
infernal
pikeman.
rebirth
I see,
on
I
the
see.
bone dragon.
That's actually, the pikeman is a pretty good unit getting insanity on. Bummer.
Wait, what did it do to the units that don't seem to have effects on them? Like
Nothing.
5 damage?
Nothing.
Oh,
Literal nothing. That's why I don't
my-
I don't think we really need to do anything about Chaos Pulse. I think the other ones are just not good.
Wait,
the
it can do
Spellbreaker did
literal
get
nothing?
5. Well,
Yeah.
no, it can't. The Spellbreaker got 5 electrified on it. The Dread Spider Hatchling got... What does the combat log say? It doesn't do literally nothing.
Yeah,
but some of
if
these
it-
aren't very much.
It
What
if it
is
fails, it does
the
literal
hatchling
nothing.
Getting?
Oh, there's a chance that it does nothing, but it only did nothing
Oh.
to the Dread Spider Hatchlings.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. I think we've just seen some pretty big swings based off of the
It's very
dice
chaotic.
rolls.
It's
Yeah.
if you use Chaos Pulse and you get 4 insanity, it's kind of impossible to lose if
no.
your opponent doesn't have an AoD debuff. But like, I think it is
Yeah.
highly situational.
I will say that the 8 fire damage on the Dragon Lord is essentially nothing.
Yeah.
wait, why did it heal to my maximum? Okay.
Your leader was at about half health, so when you gain maximum HP, you gain temporary HP that is proportionate to the amount of max HP versus
Oh, no.
actual HP you got. So you were at half health, so you got 10 HP healed, because 10 is half of 20.
That's how that works.
Plus, their Snow Spirit's a pretty good get. I mean, it looks like you don't have very good chances here, but...
Yeah, this does look like it's gonna probably be a pretty good fight for us right here, because you can see that already Hubert is using his aspect of the root. That's a very, very powerful tool. Don't get me wrong, very, very powerful tool. And the Infernal Juggernaut, if we do not shut this thing down, is going to do effectively infinity damage to our dudes. Does he have a spur to action anywhere? If he doesn't have a spur to action, then he can't... Right, of course he doesn't have a spur to action. Whacker, you designed this format so that people wouldn't have spur to
Man,
action killing
Hubert,
momentum.
you really,
Why are you
you really
asking?
bunched up there a lot, huh?
Hubert does not fear AoEs.
Wait. Okay, how can I reset the movement of my units?
can't, but-
Yeah, you can't
Arrow.
reset the other ones, but the one that you just moved, yeah, you just Control Z.
Okay,
Unfortunately, I do want to warn you, if you walk into one of the environmental tiles that does something to you, you can't undo that for some reason. So you do have to be
there's like
careful
a
about
technical
that.
thing with it. That's been there since Planetfall.
But that's
if
been there
something
always,
happens
yeah.
to your unit at any point, then they can't undo the thing that happens to your unit. That is a very lucky freeze.
Yeah, it was wait, what percentage was that?
It's like
That was
16%
1
when I
versus
checked
16.
before.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I might crocodile summon here. I'm sorry, Ninja.
Do it. No, don't
I wanted to
apologize
win
to
with
him.
that.
What are you talking
Without-
about?
Don't
I
apologize
just
to him. Crocodile
Y-
summon.
Yeah, you just did it in the last game. What am
Do
I
it.
saying?
did a
Do
whole
it.
bunch of summoning.
Don't overchannel double summon, because I think that is still something that we should not allow. Overchannel, I think
Yeah,
double
yeah.
spell is just not healthy.
I am just seeing in this. From what I'm seeing is that the cannibals are literally running rampant. Hey, in this meta.
I don't think cannibals are actually particularly good in 2v2. I just brought it because I wanted my dragon to be able to eat something, because I thought it would be fun. and the other traits that I was looking at didn't look like they would accomplish as much.
Cannibals are generally
Cannibals is
good.
Cannibals is really good in 15 versus 15 because there's way more units.
I think even in this format here, like, Cannibals is useful if something dies and you have low health and are nearby it. That describes
it's
a lot
not
of
bad.
circumstances.
I think it's definitely better in 15 versus 15, but I think it's still pretty reasonable here. That's why I brought it. And more importantly, theming. Yum yum yum.
Yum 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 yum.
Thank God I'm on Toma Souls.
Man, only 30 damage.
Clearing this is
does
not
that
going to be a
not account
problem.
for like frenzy or whatever? Or not frenzy, thrashing? You get thrashing? Yes, you do. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't Ninju. That number is just like complete nonsense because that number doesn't account for the frenzy, and it also doesn't account for the diseased. So like that number is about as misleading as possible.
Okay, fair enough.
But that is one of those things where it's like, then does it even make sense to count out how many points of damage you're going to do because the UI is not telling you correctly? Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Roots.
Thank you for more heal. Thank you for more heal.
What a tricky situation you put me in.
Yeah, this fiery elephant does actually look really cool. So I think our plan here is for our turn we're going to be trying to use Soul Overflow right here to cleanse our dragon, so that way the dragon comes back. And then...
What is the formula for negative status factor, or negative elemental resistance? How does that work?
Don't worry about it.
I'm absolutely worrying about it. It's actually very important
That
right
one
now.
that one will display correctly. That one will display correctly.
No, it can't because my unit is currently in zone of control, so I can't see what the actual damage number for the firebomb is until after I've removed the living vine. In which case,
yeah.
I've already committed to that, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Electrified 5 means that this Spellbreaker is actually going to die in like 6 turns right now.
You actually need
That's
to
not
back
gonna do
this
it.
one out. Get wrecked, Walker. It comes in
What
handy.
are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't just make damage. Just make damage.
I need to see if the firebomb will one-shot these living vines or not.
Oh, you don't want to just like
No.
think.
You
Yeah,
kidding me?
that'll probably work. That
The
looks
whole
like
turn
it'll probably
goes
work.
tits up. If I do that, it doesn't work. Are you serious?
Firebomb can be used from inside zone of control. Like whatever.
I swear, Ninja is gonna have the same Pikachu surprise face as I had when I was using Tonic on the freaking Demoralize.
Let's see.
Theoretically,
here.
according to my math, it should come out to exactly 30 damage.
Beautiful. So my first question is, can we kill this Infernal Juggernaut? If we can't kill the Infernal Juggernaut, then I think it makes sense for us to move around, and then just let the Infernal Juggernaut get an actual charge strike in, but not an actual Infernal Stomp in, because you can see here this one is just like, that's just going to do infinity
Oh, no,
damage.
wait, we're not supposed to talk about this stuff. We're not
Yeah,
supposed to
don't try to coordinate with me. I
I'm
won't.
not coordinating with
I
you.
won't.
I haven't asked you to do anything, but
That's
I probably shouldn't be telling you what my plans are until
Yeah.
after it's your turn or something.
Yeah. Well, we can still use this Bannerman, potentially. But given that this is literal infinity turns between cooldowns, I'd prefer to save the Soothing Standard for an opportunity where it's either going to give us a crit or actually genuinely heal stuff. So I think if we're going to use the Bannerman next turn, it's either going to be shoot something, with which fortunately, you know, the spirit damage actually does help a lot against the Infernal Juggernaut here.
Go Bulls.
Oh, right. Can we get that with just our knight?
I've learned the truth.
Wait a second. Did he mind control our knight? Where the hell is our knight? Where? Oh, there the hell is our knight. Our knight got transformed into a dread spider hatchling. That's why it's not showing up. So it did actually get affected by the chaos pulse. It's just unless the hatchling dies right now, I think it'll still transform back. Let's see where it is on our turn. I wonder if it transforms before the insanity or after the insanity. I think it'll still do more damage if it attacks prior to the evolution. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Okay, so Winsley is also just like super grouped up here. He is shooting our dread spiders. Okay, removing the hasten, that makes sense. Do we have a stun for this? I don't think we have a stun for the Infernal Juggernaut. So the thing is that if we drop in right behind and we do a tail bash right here with our dragon, then we actually might be able to kill Jian's ruler, which might actually be worth just trading the tier 4 into the Infernal Juggernaut. Because the Juggernaut, if we land our dragon here and tail bash, the Juggernaut's 100% just going to kill the dragon with a fire stomp. But if we can do that and kill Hubert's ruler, I do think that's probably worth it. Okay, so he went ahead and attacked. Stop shooting me! Stop it! This is not good. Not good. Do not attack me. Rude.
Look, the dragon getting.
Okay, so here I do think that this is probably our best bet. Yeah, this looks pretty reasonable. We have to hit... You are not getting the clear, but I guess here we don't even have you as undead yet, so you don't really need anything. Oh, I need to mute myself. Or is that deafen? Whatever. Okay, so here I think we're gonna go ahead and soul overflow. And I do think we want to clear the insanity, so we'll go this way first. And I think we do have to heal. So do we have enough to assassinate here? I don't want to trade rulers. That would just be a disaster. But if we can pick him off. Boy Walker, this is where having access to Comet Breath would actually be neat, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be neat? You'd love Comet Breath. It's your favorite. Boy, this is an incredibly dangerous position for this dragon to be standing in. I'm just gonna hope that Ninju sees what I'm doing here and follows it up by trying to kill Hubert's ruler. Because if Ninju does see that opening for us, I think we're in good shape. And I think here for this, that looks pretty good. That's a lot of damage. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And our dread spider hatchling, I guess, is just gonna go straight in on that phantasm warrior, and I think that's it. Alright. So now Ninju has access to a potential firebomb here. Yeah. Good. Ninju, please kill Hubert's ruler. He's right there. We can't lose my dragon for not killing the ruler. That would be no bueno. Huh? Fortunately, we are like insanely resistant to lightning damage because we did take Dragon Scales 1, but we really need to finish off that. Like, if we lose this knight to getting Infernal Stomped, which honestly I'm amazed that we're not taking more damage from that. That's crazy. But just kill the ruler. Kill the ruler, Ninju. No! God damn it, Ninju! Pay attention to the board, not what you're doing. Kill the ruler. Maybe he has a spell. Because Hubert is only at 15 HP, and Ninju is on Fulmination. Well, that's not Fulmination. SPIs that give things we mostly do not allow, other than the SPIs that allow you to recruit stuff, Mary. The SPIs that allow you to recruit things I think are largely fair, but the ones that require, like you build them and you get a bunch of crap, those are usually pretty broken. Yeah, come on. Come on, Ninju. Do it. It doesn't do any damage to my dragon. Just go right here. Take the ruler, please. Please, Ninju. Oh, he's healing? He's stressing me out. Ninju's stressing me out. He's giving me a hard time. I think he's doing it on purpose. I agree. He should. I think it's more funny. But yeah, the SPIs and like the buildings that like the armory and the blacksmith, we just don't allow people to build them in skirmish right now. Okay, so he's using... Yeah, I think this is the best way to do 2v2. I think it's really fun and very challenging and hopefully very rewarding. Oh, thank you, Ninju. I love you. I love you. Oh my god. Oh. I just realized that I muted myself and deafened myself during my turn and forgot to undo it.
Oh, well, don't worry. I was just trash talking a little. Doesn't
Good.
matter.
I love you, Ninju. Thank you for killing that hero, that ruler. Good.
You're welcome.
That was your only job, and now I think it's okay if all my units die, right? I don't think we need any. We don't need a front line anymore.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Just like, yeah, there's like no damage there. There's no damage there. Cool.
Oh no,
Cool.
that was not what he meant to do.
Wait,
I
what
think.
just happened? Why did that
So
happen?
my knight just dealt like 1 billion damage to his Infernal Juggernaut. I
Why
assume
did he
he.
do that?
I think he
Yeah,
was
that must have been
probably
an
trying
accident.
to
Oh,
move
he
somewhere
moved
to
and got
attack,
killed by
and got killed by the opportunity attack of movement.
Because he did 52 damage in an attack. Holy crap!
Knights
'cause
can
he's
do
got Giant
damage.
Slayer.
It's got Giant Slayer.
He's got the
Knights
Star
can do
Blades.
damage.
I did hit him with that. Whatchamacallit? I got him
Man.
with an Unchained
Yeah.
earlier.
I was about to heal everybody. I was about to heal everybody, but the turn
Good,
order,
good.
man. The turn order.
Well,
'Cause I had
we
this-
tried, Winslow.
I
We
know,
tried.
I know we
This
did.
is why
It's just-
I think
Ah.
in 2v2, I think this is the same thing that it is with like the team that we do in multiplayer. Because we're not coordinating players, I think people should just bring the tools that they need to make their own army strong and not necessarily aim to support the other one.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
I
if-
made my army with the assumption that you would support me.
Oh, well,
And
you're
it
a
worked out
fool.
great.
It worked out. I knew that Walker is an idiot and would only bring dragons because he does nothing else, and so I'm just gonna play around that.
I just said I'm gonna bring a lot of damage, and I'm sure it'll work out. If
Yeah.
there's a problem, I bet Walker's take care of it.
Sure, good teammate.
Done.
Well, you see,
Done.
the past several times we've done this, I tried to make a composition around, like, okay, I'm gonna, like, fill a hole that my teammate's missing, or try to be, like, a strong front line so they can do whatever they do, and it just doesn't work out. Like,
It doesn't
I do
work
some
out.
impressive things, and then it just
Yeah.
kind of breaks down after a few
Well,
turns. So
it is
this
also
time I
just
just said, no,
complicated.
I'm gonna be the person who
Yeah.
accomplishes things. And what do you know? I accomplished things.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, the breath weapon professor was so good, and
Right,
then
whose
just
turn
like the
is
fact
it?
that we got a
Is
good
it
follow up.
Hubert
It
that needs
is.
to
I think
pass
it's
it?
Hubert.
Hubert needs to. Hubert, you still here? You need
He's
to pass.
probably... Oh no, he can't cast a spell. What's
He
up,
just needs
Hubert?
to end his turn.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
all his units are
None of his
routing.
units have actions.
Is Hubert muted?
Hubert does seem to walk away a lot.
Yeah.
Not ideal. I mean, at this point we could probably kick him, but it's like a stability problem, so I'd like to wait at least another minute.
Give him a little bit. See if he comes back.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
I mean, he just literally got his units killed and probably raged, like, quit, walked away. So unfortunately, I don't know how long this is gonna be.
Oh, I'm
we'll see.
so
Anything's
sorry
possible.
that
That's okay.
I am playing against the biggest pitfall. I'm so sorry.
This
Send
was
your
this
turn
was a
again
tricky
here.
fight. This is a tricky fight because I think as Winsley identified before the engagement, we just had a good elemental advantage on you guys, and I don't know if there was anything that you could have done
It's
from
not
that perspective.
The fact that you guys, and yeah, it's not the fact that you guys have perfect.
Are you not able to end your turn, Hubert?
I literally surrender. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
did-
you surrendered.
You surrendered.
Yes.
It's rough, buddy.
There it goes. There it just.
Okay.
It just got it.
It just went
it
through?
just got it.
Okay.
I just don't give a crap about anymore.
Yeah.
Try
No, it's
to be
okay.
respectful,
I get it.
man.
I get it.
I'm trying
Yeah, it's a
to
tough
be
fight.
respectful, but if I'm getting my ass blasted by everything, that's not.
I'm sorry, but I don't think so.
Let's see.
Okay,
Tail
you don't
swipe.
think so? You.
I think it was
I just
healthier to
genuinely think
approach
this is a
games with
really
an attitude
difficult
of
fight.
asking what you could have done differently.
Yeah, you'll learn faster.
Mhm.
But I do think that genuinely that Winsley was right on the money
Next time
when,
I'm
in the
not
on the
going to,
strategic layer. We just had a
drink
really
anything.
good
I'm gonna just
advantage
drink
on
the Tom of
elementals.
corruption, and they're gonna say fuck you all, I guess. If it,
Hubert, I don't want to have to mute you here, but you keep.
Yeah, it's rough for demonetization on YouTube because we don't stream on Twitch where language is a lot more open. On YouTube, they will demonetize you pretty quickly if there are too many swear words. All right, Winsley, do you want to just end it here? Or do you want to see if you can kill my ruler? I think you can kill my ruler, honestly. I think you can. Yeah. Oh, you have a Cycle's End that's already at 37%, so if you do a little more damage to that guy, you might be able to get it to 100. And you might have Shredding. No, don't do that. Get out of here. My ruler's almost dead. Oh, you're a monster, Ninju. God. Look at Ninju just casually betraying his ally. Just because I killed your Phantasm Warrior that one time, I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. Blah 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 blah. That never happened. Yeah. Yes, nothing actually happened because we are all just imaginary pieces of a butterfly's thoughts. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's been pretty clear since, I don't know, like maybe 2004 or something like that, that reality is not a matrix. It's not an alien simulation. It's the imagination of a single butterfly. No! Oh! I even like genuinely debated putting a wind barrier ring on my dragon just so that way if somebody had oops all ranged units they couldn't immediately kill my dragon. Oh! This is the perpetual problem of dragons. They're really good at doing damage and supporting their other units, but they just like always die. Yeah, it's just... I think genuinely, though... Well, it depends on like, here, I'm happy to have my ruler die, just because, like, broadly speaking, this is not an actual game. But, like, in actual Age of Wonders 4, like, a full-sized game, I do think that's where dragons are a little underpowered, because they don't have a lot they can do other than roar and hang out. Roar is really good. Yeah, yeah. You need... They basically... Yeah, that's the biggest issue. Large unit, and because they're large, they get, like, minus 20%, like, easier to hit with ranged attacks. So they're just, like, a lot easier to bully. Let's see, the knight could do some damage here. Yeah, you're not the only person who gets salty in Age of Wonders 4, just, yeah. If only. Yeah, the world would be a very different place for sure. No, stop doing this! The dragon has... God! People getting salty in video games. Yeah. No! No, Winslaya, don't even worry about it. Don't listen to him. You know what you should do? Just Dark Ritual this baby, right? You got 2 dead guys. Those could be zombies, right? Whatever. Zombies are cool. You killed something. I don't remember what, but you killed something. You killed my ruler. Stop. God, get away from me. Yeah. Okay, so we can do a nice decaying breath weapon here. That's not going to hit everything, but I do think that you're going to die from 12 and 14. Oh, nobody else actually has the ability to get through this. Yeah. We did, yeah. Like my magic thing isn't until a little bit later, so I could also potentially hang out for a little while and spectate, but I don't want to commit to playing because I think there's a non-zero chance I'll have to leave in the middle. Yeah. No, you don't need to plan turns. You'll be fine. Who does that? Who does that? Oh. Are we gonna still be able to shoot from here? I think we will be. No, because it is inside ZOC. So here, in order to... No, your zombie is causing ZOC problems, and my Bannerlord wants to shoot something. It had a dream, Winslaya, and you deprived it like a monster. Yeah! It's been the Bannerlord's dream all along. You don't even know. it. This is all in the way. All right, whatever. We'll just have our knight kill this. And then I think no. Knights just genuinely do a lot of damage. They're just on a really terrible faction, and I do have lightning evocation, and everyone has been hit with lightning torrent. So that the knights just are going to do a lot of damage no matter what. Yeah. Knights do a lot of damage. They do a lot. I've got 3 Starblade Blades Astral also. That's a big part of it. Ah, he killed both my dragons. Probably. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Hey, killing routing units is still something. It prevents them also from causing zone of control problems for some reason. I don't know why I was suffering some of the ZOC problems, but they seemed to be. Oh. Yeah, he in revenge for betraying his Phantasm Warrior, decided to attack my knight. I wanna be clear. I didn't misclick that Phantasm Warrior. I just wasn't paying attention that it was yours. That was very intentional. Yeah, Pyrofox, I really do wish you could play as a Bone Dragon Warrior. There's so, a Bone Dragon Ruler would be a lot of fun, and you can get there by taking the level 12 transformation, actually, on your Dragon Ruler, but, it's tricky, it's tricky. Ninju, if you just, ignore all of the units here, yeah, there we go. If you just ignore everything, Winslaya might legitimately still win this, because now I only have 2 pikemen and a knight. I mean, I don't have any units left. Hubert took all of the... Hubert and I took the frontline fight, and now the ranged pieces are the things alive. Oh, yeah. No, it can't. There's enough damage here on Winslaya's side. He'll be able to kill that. You will. You can still cast a I mean, you can still just attack with your Primal Crocodile. It won't do a lot because it's Whiteborn, but you can attack. You wish you were a Pyro Daddy in real life? I don't blame you, Kukoi. I think there are a lot of things that would be really fun to do. I think if Winslaya can do a Druid of the Cycle kill on my knight, then it's obviously over there, but he is out of range. This is interesting. This is interesting. I mean, he hasn't taken any losses, has he? Yep. I just think that genuinely this really did come down to what Winslaya identified at the very beginning of the match, which is just we had a pretty meaningful elemental advantage because you had good fire for his plants, I had good lightning for Hubert's stuff, and then moreover, because I was on Whiteborn, Like, I have a lot of resistance to blight damage, which means the Primal Crocodile is just not going to be nearly as scary, and we're immune to diseased. So, like, once we'd taken care of the Infernal Juggernaut, it was going to be pretty difficult. And like, I don't know... Yeah. Cosmic. Yep. Yeah. I think that this was just a... He's playing attunement, yeah. 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 I think this is just a really hard fight for that team based off of just army composition from turn 0. Wait. Who do you have that has more than 3? That one has 2. Oh yeah, you get different types. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you get different types. Yep. Yeah. He's your teammate, sort of. He's just gonna assassinate both of our rulers, and I feel like that would be a moral victory. Yeah, yeah. To be fair, this is just a really complicated unit to try to kill, because Ninju has done his absolute best to make this thing as durable as humanly possible. He's even at the point where he has a draconian transformation and extra HP from the Tome of Evolution. And I guess that is another thing that we have potentially as a good little thing in our back pocket that so far Winslaya is not yet aware of, is that we do have the rapid evolution into aspect. So if we can get it so that our units don't have decaying on them, then they are going to be really difficult to clear out permanently. I think he... yeah. Let's see. Poison Blast. The decaying is very, very scary against the things that we have. Although Winslaya is now at minus 23 morale on his ruler, so if we can kill some stuff without losing anything, then his morale could be the weak spot. Although these are also evolutionary units, and they're evolutionary units with only 1 stack of electrified. I think they'll still die, though, from damage over time if we get it down to 0. And then, no, because it'll reset and heal 15, so I think if we're going to kill this, we have to probably commit to killing it. It might be cheaper for us to just try to kill the Spring Fairy, because this is currently a tier 3 unit, and therefore when we kill it, it'll cause more morale problems to units here. And I do think that generically this clip is more dangerous. Yeah, that's more dangerous. Yeah, that's good. He's trying to build up, I think, also for the Fury of the Mire Crocodile. If he can hit that 3rd stack, he'll get a little extra damage in terms of the light, but it's just because these guys are immune to diseased. I do think that Winslaya was 100% right before the fight, that they had to be at like 20% win percentage or maybe 30 before even we loaded in. I mean, Keen-Sighted like mostly doesn't come up in base game. Like I'm sure it's like a slightly different calculation in terms of valuation in Skirmish, but in the base game, like, you just don't take keen-sighted. If you want to use ranged units, then use heroes. Yeah. Yeah. It's just that, like, in normal games, because of the reliance on auto-resolve to get to, like, actual PvP fights later on, keen-sighted is just, like, not worth it. I think if it was 1 point and, like, 15% accuracy, then it would probably be a lot more interesting. No! Yeah, if you want to use ranged units, like, you can use a couple at the very beginning of the game, when you have, like, a 6-stack going into an Ancient Wonder. I've been very impressed with Mage Locks, in their performance now in a 6-stack, but, like, in a 4-stack, when you're just clearing out resource fights, or a 5-stack if you're playing one of the weaker factions, I have come around on that. I mean, now, my ruler is dead, so, like, Winsley is gonna kill me, Ninju, and then you're gonna have to fight him yourself. Yeah, and then of course Winsley is also, like, on Primal Crocodiles with -4. Yes, that is the only exception, but you're absolutely right, Gian, that keen-sighted does actually have a really meaningful impact on the auto-resolve's ability to keep units at, like, effectively 1 further range away, but it really is only about effectively 1 further range away. So it means that they don't get themselves killed as often, but they're still questionable. And you can just get, like, tons of... Yeah, I've tried it. I've run with a lot of the, like, the medium, like, not very effective things, and then just, like, watch auto resolves, because I don't respect my time. So neither should you. And you're 100% right that it makes them shoot from further away, but not so much so that you're, like, thrilled with their performance most of the time. Yeah. I will say I have not tried to go with just, like, keen-eyed and all ranged units. I do suspect that probably wouldn't work, but I think that is something that is worth testing for to see how the auto would behave. I just feel like the ranged AI is just not as useful as it is in Planetfall. Like, it's just prioritizing weird things in strange ways. Yeah. Alright, well, we're just gonna, like, attempt to support whatever Ninju has left. I mean, I think he's genuinely thrown the game away here. I think Winsley is gonna win this. And I think it's probably Ninju's choice to lose this time, so he can't be that upset about his win percentage being low on 2v2. So it's okay on high culture, but Godsend, the larger issue there is that, like, high culture, you don't really need to be using a lot of ranged units. Dawn Defenders are incredibly good units at the beginning of the game. They're really, really good at inflicting dead on stuff in auto-resolve, and that's, like, one of the best things you can do. Inflicting dead is great for your auto-resolve. Dude, I think he's gonna win this. Like, I don't think you respect what's about to happen. His ruler is gonna be alive because my dude is frozen and my ruler is dead, therefore I can't cleanse it. So, because I don't have any spells. So, like, my turn is gonna be a bannerman gets retaliated on when it walks away, and then 2 peasants attack. So, you're gonna lose this one too, Ninju, but that win percentage going down is your fault. You could have won this too. Yeah, you could have won this 2v2, but I don't think you're going to. So can we can still kill the Spring Fairy, so I think it's almost certainly worth it for us to go ahead and do that. And we can stand next to the Druid and do some damage to them, and I think because we can get a flank attack here for extra morale damage, we absolutely should, because the morale is sort of like the biggest weakness for what he's got remaining. And I think on that note, we're just gonna run over here and do this. Nope. I could have. I'm trying to do damage to Winslay's Druid. That's all. That's my only goal. You can't eat your own dragon. You can't eat your own dragon. It's dead. I could have grabbed one of those. I'm saving it for later. The positioning for Winslay's units is pretty rough here. That's the one thing that's going to keep us alive. I think if Ninju literally abandons the field, that you win. Because, like, right now the knight is stuck doing nothing. The biggest issue that you're gonna face if Ninju just, like, literally retreats is that your morale is kind of low on some of those guys, and that could definitely keep me in the game. But I have 2 peasant pikemen as my main army here. Wait a second. Which unit? Oh. Killed itself on the retaliation. Oh my god. Yeah, Keen Eyes does make Mage Locks better, but, like, honestly, right now, Anthony, I haven't really been concerned with the behaviors of the new Mage Locks. I know some people have been observing them doing, like, aims in weird locations, but I think mostly that's an issue where they're just bringing the wrong number of units. Like, I really haven't observed them doing aim more than maybe once per battle in a big battle. Most of the time the AI does shoot with the Mage Locks, and as long as you have ways for them to get good shots online, because you have enough marked units to apply accuracy bonuses, that the Mage Locks do fine on their own. And that's just, like, you gotta test with them and play around. I do think that, broadly speaking, Reavers actually are a lot better, and a lot of the problems that we're going to experience in our multiplayer tomorrow are largely a function of playing around with a champion rather than with Reavers. Reavers are not competitive with Barbarians, but I think that's okay. I don't think anybody really should. I think Barbarians are one of the few cases where I do think that we need a nerf rather than a buff for the other things, because they're just a little too good right now. But yeah, like, Mage Locks, you don't need Keen-Eyed for those to function. I think Keen-Eyed would be one of those things where you would want lots of ranged units, and that's just, like, not how most factions work in the game right now. Most factions are going to want to have, if they are going to be using ranged units, then they're either going to be using ranged heroes, or they're just going to be using a lot of things to support those ranged units, and that's why I do think the Reavers are so useful. Oh. Hubert's guy is gonna run. He's gonna do it. There it is. Oh my god. Oh, he's going back to the capital. There's round 2. Winsay, how many casting points do you still have left? I have 55, but 0, really. I got to cast 1 spell. Oh man, if Winsay had a bottle, a cloud in a bottle here, that would actually be really insane. Because he needs ways to control who is touching whom here. Because yeah, I think now we are actually in a good position where unless unless Winsaya can kill this knight literally this turn, I do think now he's probably in trouble. Whose young child is running around? No! Oh my god! Yeah. Now it's up to 23 per hit on a triple hit. That's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, I think attunement is like it's impossible to say really, because potential is like it has all of the tools necessary to be broken. Oh my god! Oh! But yeah, I think attunement is almost certainly the strongest. That's very tricky. Like, I think broadly speaking, the potential stuff seems like it comes on late enough. Oh my god. What? Oh my god. Alright, so what we can do here is we can actually get some extra damage out of this. And then, yeah, with the stand together, I think that's going to be good enough. No. Wait a second. Yeah, we're not going to be able to kill this with just use guys, right? 17. Oh, no, we will. Yeah, I'm not going to be here for the full thing, but... Fumbled? We are not playing on the beta patch right now, Pyro. So right now we are playing on the Skirmish mod by Badok, which he has not yet updated for in total for Eldritch Realms, because you can see that some of the medals are working correctly, but some of them are very much not so. Like the Bannerman, I think, was one of the broken ones. Yeah, a lot of the units are not actually having like. Yeah, Yeah, I think in 2v2s, the, like, downgrading coins a lot is a lot more painful, because you have fewer units and fewer ways to, like, really stack bonuses into outer space. But yeah, we are not playing on the current beta patch. This is just the old one, but the beta patch does look like it has some solutions for the issues that I've experienced. But I do think that largely the emphasis on lower tier units. What? Yeah, there you go. Whoa. Yep. Oh my god, he even has... Oh my god, he is mana addicted. Yeah. I mean, he can cannibals and stab. OP. Oh! No, he could run away and use Freezing Blast on someone. Right? No? Oh. We might, Pyro. So tomorrow we're going to be continuing our multiplayer from 2 weeks ago. We, want to normally keep the multiplayers going week after week after week, but unfortunately Zombie did lose internet and electricity last Sunday, so we really just couldn't do it. But we're hoping to continue our game where I'm playing with the Champion Reaver build tomorrow. Yeah, but I think we'll probably migrate over to that patch for our next game. It's just that right now we just started it and we're like on level 20, or we're gonna turn 20 or something like that, and it means that it's more complicated. Yay! Wait a second. Oh yeah, yay! Yeah, I think broadly speaking, Anthony, that the idea of making the lower tier units is actually a healthy and good one. I think the practice of the way they actually did it doesn't work. But like I am not at all opposed to lower tier units being good for a little bit longer. It's just that like you need a reason for people to scale up their economy. All right. Well, I'm gonna surrender. You did it, Winsley. You still managed to get me to surrender. Yeah. Okay. All right, well, for now, that is the skirmish stream for today. It sounds like Ninju and Winslayer are probably going to have another fight. I might kick around on Winslayer's channel, like, harassing them for a little while, but we are going to be doing a magic cube in a couple hours, and I need to do some stuff between now and then. So I will see you guys